Bills Mafia, what's going on? Before we get into today's massive story, let me say this loud and clear. This team is working every single day to get better, to sharpen every detail, and to push themselves toward the results that Buffalo deserves. You can feel that urgency inside the building, on the practice field, and in the locker room. And because we are always working to bring you the best and most exclusive information, do me a quick favor right now. Hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and keeps Bills content coming. Now, let's dive into the breaking story that has every NFL insider buzzing. Bills Mafia, if you want to check out the official Buffalo Bills store, the link is in the description and in the comment. Tons of new Sideline gear and hoodies available. Bills fans, I'm telling you, when James Cook put pen to paper on August 13th, 2025, signing that 4-year, $48 million extension with $30 million guaranteed, the league barely blinked. But now, after just one season, this contract looks like one of the smartest moves the Buffalo Bills front office has pulled off in years. Cook could have easily gone to the open market and made significantly more. Teams were lining up. There were whispers that at least 3 franchises were preparing to make him one of the highest paid running backs in the league. But Cook didn't want that. He wanted Buffalo. He chose loyalty. He chose culture. He chose winning. In Bills Mafia, the discount he gave this organization is aging like fine wine. Let's talk facts. After the extension signed by Breece Hall on May 8th, James Cook isn't even in the top 10 highest paid running backs anymore. He now sits at number 11 in annual salary. Think about that. The 2025 rushing champion, the engine of the Bills' ground game, isn't even top 10 in pay. And here's the crazy part. Coming into the offseason, Cook was already tied for the 6th highest paid running back. Even then, analysts called the contract a steal. Now, with new deals across the league, it looks like a straight-up bargain. Who jumped him this offseason? Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker III, Travis Etienne, Jeremiah Love. And remember, Walker and Etienne are headed to new teams, and Love hasn't even played a single NFL snap yet. Let's be real, none of those players should be making more than James Cook. If he had waited until after last season to sign an extension, the price tag would have easily ballooned by $8 to $12 million per year. Buffalo got ahead of the market, and it paid off massively. Fans knew he was talented. Coaches knew he had breakout potential. But what Cook did in 2024 and 2025 officially placed him among the league's elite.
2024 season, the breakout. Over 1,000 rushing yards, league-leading 16 rushing touchdowns, forced the Bills to acknowledge his value, led to his first contract extension. He held in that offseason, not a holdout, but a hold-in, and the Bills rewarded him. 2025 season, the ascension. Then 2025 happened, the year he became the guy. 1,621 rushing yards, league leader. 12 touchdowns, 3 straight Pro Bowl nods. Carried the offense when it mattered most. And all this while Josh Allen continued taking the pounding in short yardage situations. Cook wasn't even the exclusive goal line back, and he still put up elite numbers. The dude is a machine. And that's why this extension is such an unbelievable deal for Buffalo. Before Cook burst onto the scene, the Bills' offense leaned heavily, and I mean heavily, on Josh Allen. If Allen didn't throw it, run it, hurdle someone, or stiff-arm 3 defenders, the play wasn't happening. Cook changed everything. He gave Buffalo balance, flexibility, efficiency, a reliable run game, a way to take pressure off Allen's shoulders. With Cook's emergence, the Bills finally added a true second dimension to their offense. Defenses couldn't sit back in 2 high shells. They couldn't send exotic blitzes every down. They couldn't sell out to take away the deep ball. Cook forced opponents to respect Buffalo on the ground, and that changed the entire dynamic of the offense. If the Bills could go back in time and renegotiate that contract, they'd give him the same deal again. Hell, they'd probably give him more money. Let's talk long-term outlook. By the end of this contract, Cook will be around 31 years old, the age when many running backs naturally slow down. But here's why the Bills aren't sweating that. 1. The salary cap rises every year. 2. Even an older, still productive Cook would be worth the money based on leadership and reliability. 3. Buffalo already extracted elite production during his rookie deal. production they paid almost nothing for. 4. Running backs nowadays age differently when they're used intelligently, and Cook hasn't been overworked. The NFL salary cap has been increasing nearly every year since 1994. The only exception was the COVID-19 year. That means Cook's contract will effectively shrink percentage-wise as the cap jumps.
Right? He wanted Josh Allen, who has become one of his biggest supporters and leaders. And most importantly, he wanted you, Bills Mafia. Cook loves this fan base. He loves the city. He loves the culture. And he wants to win here. Every year, like all passionate fan bases around the league, Buffalo fans wait anxiously for the NFL schedule release. Why? Because Bills Mafia doesn't just watch games. They travel. They pack airports, take over stadiums, and transform road games into red, white, and blue invasions. But this year, the story is bigger than just dates and opponents. This year, it's about miles. Lots of them. According to gambling analyst Bill Sparrows, the Buffalo Bills are set to travel 19,734 air miles across their 9 road games. That's the 13th most in the NFL. For a team breaking in a first-year head coach, that's a challenge the league usually doesn't hand out lightly. The long trips, coast-to-coast battles. Let's talk about where the Bills are headed. West Coast showdowns. The Bills will fly across the country for a matchup with the Los Angeles Rams, and they'll make another big trip to Nevada to face the Las Vegas Raiders. Those are long hauls, tough on players, tough on recovery, and tough on weekly preparation. High altitude and Midwest stops. Add in road games against the Denver Broncos, Minnesota Vikings, and Green Bay Packers, and suddenly the Bills' travel looks like a nationwide tour. Division clashes. The only shorter trips on the entire schedule, a visit to the New England Patriots, and a hop down to face the New York Jets. That's it. Buffalo will play just 3 road games in the Eastern time zone all season. That's a rarity, and it's something that requires serious planning. A new head coach, a new approach. This is the part Bills Mafia is watching closely. For years, under former head coach Sean McDermott, the team lived and breathed the process. Love him or not, McDermott established routines, travel protocols, and structure that became part of Buffalo's identity. Now, with Brady taking over as head coach, his first year at the helm, there's a new dynamic. Some of McDermott's systems will remain. That's natural. But every new leader brings a new flavor, a new tone, a new pacing. Bills players have already mentioned subtle shifts in communication, energy, and preparation. In 2024, the Bills received an F- on their NFLPA report card for travel conditions. Not a D, not a C, an F-. Players said their personal space on flights was compromised. More than 35% said the travel setup was inefficient, and the NFLPA ranked the Bills 32nd out of 32 teams in travel schedule quality. In other words, dead last. To be fully fair, the team responded. Ownership and the front office made changes. By 2025, the grade improved all the way to a B-, which is a big jump. But with a travel schedule like this, those improvements will be tested immediately. Why this travel schedule matters more than usual? This isn't just about comfort. It's not just about complaining. Travel affects recovery time, sleep patterns, hydration and body clock adjustments, practice schedules, game readiness, injury prevention. Flying nearly 20,000 miles can take a toll on any team. Add in new leadership, new routines, and the natural challenges of a season, and suddenly, these logistics become huge. The Bills aren't just fighting opponents this year. They're fighting geography. Can Brady keep the team fresh, healthy, and locked in? That's the million-dollar question. Brady is known as a player's coach, someone who values communication and connection. He's already meeting with staff members about travel sequencing, rest strategies, and how to maintain a steady weekly rhythm even when the team is traveling across multiple time zones. If he can keep Buffalo feeling fresh, mentally sharp, and physically ready despite the heavy mileage, it could set the tone for his entire tenure. Surviving this travel schedule isn't easy. Thriving through it? That would owe Brady instant credibility. All right, Bills fans.